Hello and welcome to another M&S Live. Thank you so much for joining us today. For those of you joining on M&S.com, all products that are available to shop will pop up on your screens. And for those of you joining on YouTube, welcome. All the products available to shop are actually available in links that are in the bio. And we'll remind you of that going through the session. So my name is Lauren. I'm a senior product technologist working in the Own Brand Beauty Development team. And I'm joined today by the lovely Victoria, who is my counterpart in beauty, and she works as a buyer. So I'm trained in cosmetic science. So if you guys have got any questions that you want to ask me, pop them in the chat and we'll answer them as we go. So today we're going to be talking about fresh elements and what products are going to be best for you, especially with seasonality changes in skin that you guys might notice. The range is focused around dry skin, dull skin, and oily skin. So we'll be able to pick out products that are best suited to you. So let us know what kind of skin types you've got, and we'll be able to tailor some products that are suitable for your skin. So Vic,
yes,
welcome.
Thank you. My first live.
It's so
Very exciting. So I just wanted to give you all a little bit of an overview of to what Fresh Elements is. I'm hoping you've heard of it, but it is the newest skincare range in the M&S family. So we launched last June, and since then it's been, really exciting times. And I think it's definitely disruptive for M&S. When you look at it on shelf, it definitely isn't something that kind of fits with that traditional that you would expect from us. And I think that's one of the reasons why we developed it at the end of the day. So, we get so much customer feedback that it's so complicated, especially for people who are new into their skincare, to actually understand, where do I even begin? What products work for me? What do I use? Kind of what order do I use them in? How regularly do I use them? So we've really worked hard with kind of developing these 3 sub-ranges. And like Laura mentioned, we'll go into a bit more detail, but with 3 really specific purposes, driven by really specific actives to target those concerns, but also with the numbers on the packaging. So like you can see, we've kind of got steps 1 through to 4. And actually it makes it super simple. So you can go into store, you can see on the shelf in front of you exactly what you need. You know exactly what time of day it is that you need to use it, how regularly you need to use it. And it just takes a lot of that kind of stress and almost anxiety out of your skincare routine and just makes it a bit more accessible for everyone, I think.
It really does. And one thing that's important to touch on as well is that this is solutions for specific problems. I think everybody at some point will either experience dry skin, lackluster and dull looking skin, or skin that's just really overproducing sebum. And it can change. It can vary season to season. It can change week to week, and it can change depending on what environment your skin has been put through. One thing that's very important as well is actually a little surprise on the inside of pack. You can open them all up. They've got perforations, and it will give you a regime that you can follow. So as Vic mentioned, really clearly labelled, what products you use first, what products you use as your last step in your skincare regime, and kind of treat and tone products too. But also just some simple tips. So for example, drink enough water, make sure you stay out of the sun, use SPF. It gives you a lot of helpful tips just for you guys to have your best skin.
Yeah, and I think it's all really kind of digestible words as well. Sometimes you can get really blown away by big, long words on packaging that don't really mean a lot to you. Whereas this, we've tried to make sure that anyone who picks it up, however much you know about skincare, however much you know about your routine, actually it's super easy to understand and follow. And I think all of the packaging is like that. We've got a lot of friendly tone of voice. We've obviously got the beautiful bright colours. We've got icons on back of packs. So anyone picking it up really. And that's one of the key things with the testing as well, isn't it? How the demographics that it was tested on, both male and female skin. And
yeah, from 18 all the way up to 85 as well. I think it's very important for you customers to know, when we produce a product, it's the M&S quality that you'd really expect. We go above and beyond with the testing. We make sure that every product is robust before it goes into market, and we utilise the expertise that we've got within our team to make sure that we're really harnessing the latest ingredients for you to get the best outcome from your skincare.
And I think as well, I also just wanted to mention the really affordable price point. So obviously in the skincare market, you can spend hundreds of pounds on day creams, on night creams. Actually, this range just starts at £8, with the most expensive product being £15. So actually, it's super accessible for everyone. And that's, really, really important to us.
You can spend a lot of money on
Absolutely.
skincare.
But the product itself, it stands up against those expensive products. It's just as good. There's just as much kind of gone into it from a formulation, from a research and development point of view.
There's a common misconception, I think, about own brand products, but the amount that goes into this, and we use each active at the recommended level to make sure we really pack a punch and get those efficacy driven up.
Yeah.
So should we make a start on product?
Yes.
Don't forget, guys, really important, these will appear on the carousel if you're on M&S.com, or the links in the bio, as I mentioned before, on YouTube. So, regime, do you have one, and does it change according to seasonal?
Definitely. So I have favourites. I'm a bit of a mix and a masher, to be honest.
Okay.
I'm not kind of loyal to one sub-brand. I've got products that I like in all of them.
Okay.
But I find that's what works best for my skin, because I don't have one overarching skin type, I would say. You know, sometimes I'm a little bit drier, particularly in the winter with heating and kind of, you know, being on the hot tubes on my commute and then getting out into the cold.
Of course.
I also suffer from hay fever, so I can find out, you know, where I'm blowing my nose a lot around there.
Yeah.
Whereas into the summer, I'm definitely leaning more in towards glow. Where I'm wanting kind of that healthy boost, and I wear less makeup when it's a bit warmer and things like that, and I'm wanting my skin to really shine.
Understood. Okay, so 60% of viewers, I've just been informed, have a set skincare routine. So yeah, well done, guys. I mean, don't forget, with this range, we can actually build the routine for you. It's so easy. So when you go into a store, you're going to be able to very easily pick out kind of steps 1 to 4. And as you mentioned, affordable price point, you might even be able to buy 2 of each.
Yeah.
So I'll start. I think step 1 is always cleansing.
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
so important to cleanse your face, because I think with the build-up of daily grime, you're introducing bacteria to your face. You might be clogging up pores, and it's really important to kind of, at the end of the day, cleanse your face, to just wipe away the day and any makeup that you've got. My number one, I've got a friend who never takes her makeup off, and I've given her some cleansers because it was quite appalling. So I think one of the ones I'll focus on is the Jelly Fresh Cleanser in Clarify.
And this is an absolute favourite of mine. So this is literally like, if I was trapped on a desert island, I would want this cleanser with me. It is that good, guys.
So I think people can lean towards different types of cleansers according to what they prefer. So this texture here is actually, it's quite creamy, but not overbearing with oil. And that's one thing.
Yeah.
If you've got quite oily prone skin, you don't want to be adding any more oil to the skin. So this is quite a fresh, lightweight texture. It's not designed to be foamy. It's designed to kind of blend into more of a milk once it's mixed with water. So the recommendation is just to put it on your face. You probably need about this much, just, you know, a pea-sized amount or maybe slightly larger. Spread it on your face, and with a muslin cloth, take it off, or just take it off with some water. If you prefer a texture that is more balmy, we do have an alternative. Now, I know you use this one quite a lot, don't you? So it comes with a muslin cloth, and this is from Glow. This is the cleanser that's available in Glow.
And this smells incredible as well, by the way. I think the whole Glow range in particular, it's so fruity and so, like, fresh, would you say?
It is really fresh. So this is quite a balmy texture. It's got vitamin C in. Now, vitamin C we utilise in Glow. It's such an underrated ingredient, but it's amazing.
Yeah.
Think of it like a little Pac-Man. So you'll have an oxidised molecule called a free radical, and it pings around in skin, causing untold damage. And what vitamin C does is act like a Pac-Man and goes around eating up the free radicals that are causing havoc in your skin. But it's a multifunctional ingredient. So it has really clever way of inhibiting melagenesis. Now, that is the scientific term for hyperpigmentation. And you'll notice, you know, as the summer months are coming, hyperpigmentation can happen at all ages. And it's where the melanocytes within your skin, these are the pigment-producing cells, they go into overdrive. And you might notice sort of patches of skin that look a little bit darker than others. And vitamin C will really help stop that happening and unify your skin tone, so you've got much more of an even skin tone. The balm texture is great, used with a muslin cloth. And the way we've actually developed this product is making sure that we have improved rinsability. Because one thing that sometimes with balm products,
it leaves a little bit of a film, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, it does. Which is why people often tend to double cleanse with a balm.
And would you recommend double cleansing here?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you can take it off. One thing I wouldn't recommend is necessarily mixing the active ingredient here, mandelic acid, which we use to kind of unclog pores and reduce sebum production. It has a cell turnover effect. And so does some of the glycolic acids that we have that appear in Glow, just to help bring fresher cells to the surface. So I would not recommend using ingredients that encourage cell turnover twice.
It can be a bit intense.
It can, especially if you're then using things like a microdermabrasion cleanser that we do have in Glow. But I would use one or the other. I wouldn't necessarily combine the two. If you're looking to double cleanse with the cleansing balm in Glow, one of the products that I would recommend would actually be the Feeling Pristine. That's a micellar cleanser. So this will leave your skin feeling really lovely, moisturised, hydrated. It'll instantly remove makeup, including waterproof. And it's very gentle but effective. So any kind of residue, you shouldn't get any left over with the balm. But if you do have some, just wipe it with a little cotton pad. Just soak the cotton pad. Wipe it over your skin and your skin will feel really, really refreshed.
And would you recommend using those morning, evening? Could I use them multiple times a day, or do I have to be a little bit careful? What's best?
I think with these products, with cleansing products, they are designed to be used twice a day. And we, when we use to trial these products and when we put them through robust testing, they are designed and safe to use twice a day. As and when you feel you need a little boost. So those would be the cleansers that I would start with.
Amazing. So what comes next in the routine then? Obviously we've got the step 2s here. What would you kind of suggest to follow? So I've just cleansed, I've just finished the day, taken off my makeup. What comes next?
So I would recommend using your step 2s. So we label this as Treat and Tone in Fresh Elements in the Skin School that's on the inside of pack. So naturally you would go for something like this, which so this is the blemish gel that's available in Clarify. Now this is concentrated salicylic acid. Now it's a much smaller molecule compared to mandelic acid, but it works in the same way. It's a hydroxy acid. So what it will do, it will act like a corkscrew on pores and really pull out some of that sebum. But also we've got witch hazel in there, and we've got senna seed extract across the range, and that will help calm any inflammation that you would naturally see with kind of blemish-prone skin.
And could I use that on any type of blemishes, so blackheads or kind of big red angry spots, or is it more designed for some than others?
No, you can use them across multiple blemishes that you might have. And I would only recommend using this, once you feel it coming, put it on. Once it's kind of come to fruition, put it on. Once it starts to die down, then you don't need it anymore. It's done its job.
So a couple of days.
2 to 3 days. And only on that concentrated area. Don't get happy with it and plaster it all over your face. It doesn't need it.
Easy to do.
Very easy to do. So I would recommend this if you've got, particularly targeted areas that you want to focus on. Alternatively, if you're looking for daily use or twice daily use, for a bit of a glow boost. Now, this can be used by anybody. Yeah, me too. This is part of my absolute staple skincare routine. So this is the Sunshine Tonic here. And it's a glow boosting tonic that will really help revive the skin and increase cell turnover. So you will naturally look so much more glowy. Your skin.
God, you can tell. Straight away. As soon as you've used it, you literally look in the mirror and look so much brighter, so much more kind of awake even.
Agreed. It's got like a real dewy freshness to it as soon as you apply it. So it's got a really handy pump pack here. So
Which I love.
Yeah, me too. So you don't feel like you're getting caked everywhere. It's not dripping everywhere. It's really helpful.
You just pop your cotton wool pad on and kind of press down and it comes out.
Yeah, really, really useful. So it will minimise pores. It will boost your brightness from first use. And as I mentioned, even if you've got kind of blemish-prone skin, if you've got dry skin, this will really help. Now, vitamin C is actually great for dry skin because what it promotes is collagen synthesis. So as well as obviously inhibiting the melanogenesis and kind of unifying skin tone, it will make your skin really plump after a couple of weeks of use. So you'll really notice a difference with your skin after using this.
I'll tell you what as well, for £9.50, it lasts for absolutely ages. It's a really great investment in terms of, you can still be going with that months down the time because you use so little every time. You just fill your cotton pad. So it's a really great investment from that point of view as well. So make sure you guys add this to your basket in the carousel that's spinning round. It is, it's a must have for sure. Agreed.
Okay, so next up, once you've done your kind of treat and tone, we've got step 3, and that's always in Fresh Elements, a serum. So my favourite serum is Dream On, and that is in Glow. Again, any skin type can use it, but it's such a radiance booster.
The glow, I'll tell you what as well, the texture of it, it doesn't feel sticky. It doesn't leave, you know, sometimes when you use a serum, it can leave you feeling a little bit tacky.
Yeah.
It is absolutely gorgeous. It's so smooth and so silky. And like I keep saying about Glow, the smell is just incredible.
It's lovely. Now, you actually don't need a lot, because a little goes a very, very long way. So this probably would last me about 2 months of daily use.
And would you use it morning and night?
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah. So I do.
Yeah.
I do use it morning and night. And I will choose the serum based on how my skin is feeling. And I think with the affordable price point, you can afford to have a couple of these in your armoury. So I do have quite combination skin, actually. And at different times during the month, my skin does have quite changeable texture. With this one, though, I think the Glow Serum, it is my favourite because it's just my go-to with whatever my skin feels like.
Agreed.
But yeah, the texture it's smooth, it's silky, and this
really lightweight as well.
Yeah, and it dries quickly as well. So if you are in a hurry in the morning, and this is kind of step 3 in your skincare regime, it does dry quite quickly, so you are left able to put your makeup on even if you're in a hurry. God, I can smell the fruitiness as well. It's gorgeous. It really is lovely. But for those of you who potentially have more oily prone skin, or just really want something a bit more concentrated to reduce that sebum, we do have one available in Clarify as well. The serum there has got senna seed extract, it's got witch hazel, and that will really help mattify the skin ready for your step 4, which is your night cream or your day cream.
Yes.
Do you use both?
Yes, I do. I'm a loyal Glow Day Cream customer.
Okay.
It is, again, one of my absolute favourites. So they've got SPF in, which is super important. I think everyone's becoming a little bit more clued up on SPF now. We're all becoming a little bit more educated and making sure it's included, you know, even living in the UK where it's not always like that sunny outside.
I know.
It's super important. And I think having SPF 25 and 30 is actually really high for skincare.
Yeah, it is. And it's so important. I mean, one thing I would say to you is sun cream and sunblock is so important, especially if you're on holiday. Never fully, if you're on holiday, just rely on your day cream. It's really important that you use proper sunblock. But I think for day-to-day use, especially in the UK, having a day cream with SPF is so important. You only need about 15 minutes of sun for your vitamin D intake, but the damage that can be caused by UVA and UVB rays on skin and your nucleus, it really comes to fruition in skin where it kind of, it sags, you lose the density, the structure. It can really savage skin, so very important.
Yeah, and by having it in your day cream as well, it's just, you don't have to remember an extra step. When it's January, February, the weather's not too great. You're not thinking, I'm going to apply sun cream.
No.
Whereas actually by having it automatically included, you're using it. So you don't even have to think twice about the fact that I'm now protected with SPF 30.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's so important. So in Hydrate, we have Refresher, which is SPF 30. Now, the core element of Fresh Elements in Hydrate is hyaluronic acid. That is an amazing molecule and so underrated. It can hold up to 10,000 times its own weight in water, especially if you've got a very, very small molecule. And what this will do, it will hold water within the water part of your cells. You don't need to worry if you have particularly oily prone skin that, hyaluronic acid is going to make it any more oily. And it doesn't sound as harsh as a traditional acid. Oh,
so 90% of the people watching right now have said they can't live without their moisturiser, which, I mean, that's amazing to hear, guys. So I'm glad you're all nicely moisturised. I'm glad you're sitting at home with beautiful plump skin.
Yeah, and I think it's, sometimes people who potentially have a bit more blemish-prone skin are a bit hesitant to use a moisturiser because they do get a bit fearful that it's going to clog up their skin, that there's excess oils in. Now, that is what is beautiful about our SPF day cream in Clarify, is that we've formulated it knowing that people wouldn't necessarily want to add more oil to their skin. It's comedogenic, which, sun creams with a lot of oil in are comedogenic, so it will clog up pores. What we've done here is develop a product without oil, so people can feel that their skin looks and feels much more mattified throughout the day. And again, we've harnessed ingredients in here which will soothe the skin, it will calm inflammation, and it will have a prolonged sebum reducing effect. So it doesn't necessarily mean that your skin is going to be stripped of any goodness or that your skin won't be moisturized. It will just mean that overproduction of sebum that you find if you do have oily prone skin is calmed and soothed.
Gorgeous.
So yeah, again, SPF 30 for that one.
Amazing.
And then
so
night cream,
yes,
you mentioned.
nighttime.
Yeah.
So again, super important part of my routine. Something that I feel like when we're younger, we're educated on day cream and night cream, and they're kind of like the two staples that I think most people would agree they have, as opposed to the serums and the masks and the kind of other products. So yeah, night creams, I think we've got some really strong ones here. I love the Soak Star overnight cream.
Yeah.
I absolutely love the Glow overnight cream.
Yeah.
I think, they've got gorgeous textures and they all do really different purposes, again, same as the rest of the range, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, it's really important to understand what your skin does during the day and what it does at night. So during the day, think of it like a charged iPhone. You know, you've plugged your phone in overnight and you're going out ready with your iPhone during the day to kind of attack the day, and that should last all day, you know, your battery. Yeah. What the skin does at night is it plug in your iPhone. It recharges it ready for the next day. And it's really important to understand that circadian rhythm cycle, protecting during the day and repairing at night, in terms of what you use in your skincare. So within Clarify, we have, again, an oil-free. It's a night cream. So it's designed to help the repairing process. It's designed to help soothe, calm the skin overnight. And again, we have night creams repeated in Glow and in Hydrate. Now, you mentioned the overnight mask.
Yes.
Fan favourite?
Absolute fan favourite. So this is something that was quite new to me a few months ago, actually. And I think masks are something that you can quite often think that you don't need in your routine. You know, it feels like a little bit of a fringe product, which I was completely, feeling the same.
Yeah.
But genuinely, this product, so I use it probably 2 to 3 nights a week, I would say, when I've maybe had a long day, I've had makeup on for a long day, I might have been in the office, that kind of thing. And I've got home, I've taken it off, and I just feel a little bit dried out and like I could do with a little bit of a lift.
Yeah.
So I pop this on. And I can wake up the next morning, you can still feel texture on your face. Yeah. You can still feel it's kind of like got a film over, and you wash it off and you can actually feel it being washed off, which I think for a product to, last for 12 hours on your face throughout the night without going anywhere.
Yeah.
It's amazing. But genuinely, I've, if you get off a plane, and you need a little bit of rehydrating after that, it is just gorgeous. So
yeah, and the texture is beautiful. I mean, we designed this texture to really lock in moisture into skin overnight. And again, no matter what your skin type, you can absolutely use this. This is probably good if you're going on holiday, you've been in the sun all day, and your skin just needs an absolute lift. It's a fantastic product. Now, you mentioned about, overnight moisture. We've clinically proven this formulation to have proven 12 hours of moisturization. So I think this product, we've clinically proved that it loads your skin with hydration. So if you're looking for a really quick fix, probably your go-to product.
Yes, absolutely.
So Vic, I want to know, Desert Island product, if you had to pick one out of this lovely range, what would you pick?
So, again, bit of a curveball, but I absolutely love the dewdrops.
Okay.
As an oil, generally speaking, you expect it to be quite rich, quite kind of sticky on your face, really, don't you? Whereas this one, it's, you can explain the science better than I can.
Yeah, so with this one, it's biphasic. So we've got a mixture of squalane, and we've also got a mixture of hyaluronic acid in two kind of oily parts and a watery part. So don't be afraid of oil. It's really not bad. But
it really doesn't leave you feeling greasy at all.
No, not at all. And it's just a really nice way to boost your skin with a load of hydration.
And you get the beautiful kind of effects of, slathering yourself in oil, but without the kind of greasy, wet feel that you can sometimes get from a traditional style oil. So I absolutely adore that product.
Ah, nice. Mine is also in Hydrate too. My Desert Island product, I think, is the eye gel.
Oh, I do love that one.
It's so nice. It's such a cute pack as well. So this is step 4. I would usually layer this underneath a day or a night cream, leave it to dry. And it's a beautiful kind of gel-like texture. And we've got little beads in. When you go in store, if you have a little look online, you'll be able to see the imagery with the vitamin beads in. But it's also got a very, very clever active that works around the eye to take away any kind of excess build up that you've got, the eye bags, it will reduce puffiness, and it also works on dark circles. It's a very, very clever molecule to leave your eyes looking less tired, and it works after first use too. And I know that this is a fan favourite with a lot of our customers.
Yeah,
so
I definitely need to pick one of those ones
yeah,
up.
it's beautiful, and a little does go a long way
Yeah.
as well. So this, even though it's small, it will last you for quite some time.
Yeah, you've sold that one to me, definitely.
Great. So yeah, you guys can pick that up in the carousel as well as any other products that you've seen today. And as I mentioned before, those of you viewing on YouTube, you can see those links in the bio. So Vic, I think it's time to wrap up, but thank you so much for joining me.
And you've taught me so much. I don't know about the people at home, but I feel like I've learned a lot. Great. So thank you.
And thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time.